Have you ever felt a subtle twinge in your lower back, right around the area where your kidneys sit? Many of us quickly dismiss such signals as part of getting older, but sometimes our bodies whisper important warnings. If you're curious about a quick way to check in on your kidney health, there's a simple 6-second technique you can try. You gently tap along the middle of your lower back, right where your kidneys live, and pay attention to any unexpected jolt of discomfort. No, it's not an official diagnostic tool, and it certainly doesn't replace a healthcare professional's exam. But if you notice that twinge, it might be time to give your kidneys some extra support. So why does this matter? Especially if you're over 65? Our kidneys do more than filter waste. They also help regulate blood pressure, maintain healthy bones by balancing minerals, and keep our body's delicate fluid balance in check. In later years, those vital functions can become strained by changes in our cardiovascular health, medication use, and even diet habits we once thought were perfectly fine. The good news is that by paying attention to small signals and taking proactive steps, many of us can help our kidneys function more smoothly, supporting our overall energy levels, comfort, and independence. Think of it like a detective story. A hidden clue presents itself, that mild ache or sudden pinch, and we can either ignore it or investigate. The payoff for digging deeper is substantial. Everything from feeling more vibrant in the mornings, to experiencing fewer aches and pains, to maintaining healthier blood pressure levels. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore practical, evidence-based steps you can take to boost your kidney well-being. We'll shed light on common misconceptions, like drinking extra water is all you need, or exercise always puts more strain on the body, and examine them through the lens of real seniors who discovered surprising truths about kidney care. You might be wondering why you should trust this exploration. While no video or article can ever replace professional medical advice, consider this a thorough compilation of insights many healthcare professionals endorse, blended with stories of seniors who've put these approaches into practice. And you're in the driver's seat. Think of each suggestion as something to discuss with your doctor, adapt to your unique needs, and try at your own pace. The goal is to empower you with fresh perspectives and accessible tips, rather than piling on more rules or restrictions. Before we begin, here's a quick question to get you thinking. Have you ever noticed a small signal, like a fleeting pain or mild spasm, that made you wonder, is this just how it is now? Take a moment to reflect on that. Often, the body tries to let us know when it needs a little extra help, and we'll be examining 6 key ways to recognize and address those signs. By the end, you'll feel more confident about supporting your kidneys so you can continue doing what you love, like gardening, walking around the block, or even dancing at your grandchild's wedding without unnecessary worry or discomfort. Let's begin our detective work by focusing on the heart of the matter, that little 6-second test and why it might be more revealing than you think. One of the biggest myths out there is that kidney issues always come with dramatic symptoms like severe swelling or crippling back pain. In truth, kidneys can often struggle silently. Take Richard, who's 73 and prided himself on being fit as a fiddle. He never noticed anything amiss until one morning he felt a dull ache while bending down to pick tomatoes in his garden. Thinking it was a pulled muscle, he carried on with his day. But later, when he gently tapped his lower back, something he recalled from a health talk, he felt a surprising pinch that made him pause. That moment of awareness sent him on a journey of discovery. He learned that sometimes a tender kidney area could mean many things. Maybe his fluid intake was off, or perhaps his recent over-the-counter pain medication use was taking a toll. The key here is that Richard paid attention. Instead of dismissing it outright, he made a note to mention it at his next doctor's visit and started to examine his daily habits. Within a few weeks, he was implementing small adjustments that ended up making a big difference. The misconception many seniors have is that we need glaring, persistent pain or alarming tests to confirm a kidney problem. But kidneys rarely wave a big red flag early on. They tend to be subtle, quietly filtering your blood until they can't keep up. That's why the little clues, like mild tenderness you notice during a quick self-check, can be crucial. As a practical tip, if you do choose to try the 6-second test, gently place your hands on your lower back, just above your hips, and softly press or tap. If you feel a lightning-quick jab that's out of the ordinary, consider it a friendly nudge to investigate further. The physical benefits of this awareness are clear. You catch potential kidney strains sooner, which may lead to addressing any underlying issues like dehydration or medication interactions before they escalate. Emotionally, you gain peace of mind. Instead of ignoring subtle signs, you turn them into actionable clues, like a detective who notices footprints leading away from a suspicious scene. After all, an early warning can help you prevent bigger problems. Now let's keep our magnifying glass out as we move forward. Awareness is just the first step. To really support your kidneys, we have to look at habits you might assume are harmless, but can be surprisingly tough on these vital organs. That brings us to the ever-popular notion that staying hydrated means drink as much water as humanly possible. If that sounds familiar, let's dissect it more carefully. A lot of us grew up hearing that 8 glasses of water a day is the universal standard, and some people say even more is better. While hydration is indeed essential for flushing out toxins and keeping the kidneys from overworking, the misconception is that more is always better. Take Barbara, age 76, who believed she was doing her body a favor by carrying a large water bottle around all day. She guzzled glass after glass, thinking, "This can only help my system." But Barbara also takes medication for blood pressure control, and when she combined it with her water marathon, she ended up feeling lightheaded and off balance. The new perspective is that hydration must be tailored. Each person's fluid needs can vary based on medications, medical conditions, and even the climate they live in. Some experts suggest monitoring the color of your urine as a rough guide. A light straw color usually indicates good hydration, while a dark yellow might mean you need more fluids. But if you start noticing that your urine is almost clear all the time, or you're frequently getting up at night to use the bathroom, you might be overdoing it or altering your body's electrolyte balance. The actionable tip: aim for moderate hydration. Sip water steadily throughout the day, rather than forcing large amounts. If you're on diuretics or other medications, talk to your healthcare provider about an amount that's right for you. The physical payoff for balanced hydration is more efficient kidney function and reduced strain on your bladder, which is particularly helpful if you're managing conditions like an overactive bladder. Emotionally, you might feel more relaxed knowing you're not constantly chasing a water goal that doesn't suit your unique body. Instead, you can focus on enjoying your day, perhaps sipping a cup of tea during a call with a friend or savoring a bowl of water-rich melon. As you think about your daily fluid habits, ask yourself, are you following a rigid rule you heard years ago or tuning into your body's current signals? Next time you reach for that water glass, consider your thirst level and activity. It's just one more way to become your own health detective. Use real clues, like your thirst or urine color, over old myths that might no longer serve you. That brings us seamlessly to one of the most common kidney blind spots: nutrition. A lot of seniors believe that eating healthy simply means cutting back on junk food or sugar. But kidney support often requires a more targeted approach. Let's look at Harold's story. Harold, 68, thought he was making wise choices by eating lean protein and avoiding excess sweets. Yet he found out his blood tests indicated some kidney strain. Diving deeper, he realized that it wasn't just about sugar or fat. The type and amount of protein he consumed also mattered for kidney health. Conventional wisdom often preaches that protein is always a good thing. After all, it maintains muscle mass and is important for healing. But for seniors with declining kidney function or borderline numbers on their health checks, consuming too much protein, especially from red meats, can put stress on the kidneys. The goal isn't to eliminate protein, but to choose quality sources in moderate portions. Things like fish, poultry, beans, and lentils. Harold learned that combining these proteins with lots of fresh vegetables and lower potassium fruits, like apples or berries, tended to be gentler on his system. Another hidden factor is sodium. Many of us automatically think, I don't even add salt to my food. But we forget how much sodium sneaks into canned soups, processed snacks, or even certain seasonings. Over time, excessive sodium can affect blood pressure and force the kidneys to work harder. A practical step is to read labels more carefully and experiment with herbs and spices like basil, oregano, or turmeric instead of relying on salt for flavor. This doesn't mean you have to eat bland meals. On the contrary, you might discover new exciting tastes that make your meals more enjoyable while also helping your kidneys. Emotionally, making these dietary shifts can feel like a step away from freedom if you've been eating your favorite treats for decades. But once Harold started seeing his morning energy improve and his lab results stabilize, he began to associate these small shifts with a renewed sense of vitality. Instead of feeling deprived, he got creative by trying recipes he'd never attempted before, like hearty vegetable stews or savory baked fish with rosemary, that became both delicious and kind to his kidneys. So if you've been relying on old healthy eating standards that don't specifically address kidney needs, consider taking a closer look. It can be as simple as swapping out a daily portion of red meat for salmon, or cutting back on salted crackers in favor of lightly seasoned popcorn or unsalted nuts. Imagine your kidneys thanking you for this act of self-care every time you plate your dinner. We've touched on hydration and nutrition, but there's another silent factor often at play: medications. Nearly all of us take something, whether it's for blood pressure, cholesterol, arthritis pain, or a host of other conditions. Yet many people assume all medications are automatically safe as long as they are prescribed. The hidden truth is that even over-the-counter options like certain pain relievers can impact kidney health, especially when combined with other prescriptions. Consider Irene, 74, who used anti-inflammatory pills for arthritis flare-ups. While they helped her knees, she didn't realize how they might also affect her kidney function over the long term, particularly since she was taking a blood pressure medication her doctor prescribed. This misunderstanding is more common than you'd think because most of us never learned how certain drugs interact. The new perspective is not about quitting essential meds, but about collaborating with your healthcare team. A simple medication review can unveil potential issues. You might discover that rotating different types of pain relief, rather than always relying on the same anti-inflammatory, could lighten the load on your kidneys. Or you might consider periodic blood tests to ensure everything remains in balance. Talk openly with your doctor or pharmacist. Ask if any of your meds, including over-the-counter options, are known to put pressure on the kidneys. Emotionally, this awareness can free you from the worry of, "I need these meds for my condition, but am I harming my body in another way?" Knowledge can empower better choices. Physically, a more kidney-friendly medication routine might help stabilize your energy levels and even improve how you feel day to day, as your body won't be battling unexpected side effects. If you're comfortable sharing, leave a comment or note for your own reference about any questions you have around medication interactions. It's a small step that might spark an important conversation at your next healthcare appointment. Remember, being your own advocate doesn't mean you're challenging medical advice. It means you're actively participating in it. Now let's keep unraveling clues. We've talked about what you put into your body: water, food, medication. What about physical movement? It might surprise you that gentle exercise can be a powerful ally for kidney health. Yet there's a common misconception that exercise equals strain on the body, especially in older adults. If you've ever thought, "I need to rest more as I get older," then this might be worth a closer look. Take Pamela, who's 80, living in a retirement community, and used to believe that slowing down was safer. After all, if you move less, you'll avoid injuries, right? But then Pamela started experiencing more frequent swelling in her ankles, something that can sometimes be a signal of kidney stress or circulation issues. During a visit with her healthcare provider, she learned that simple, low-impact activities like water aerobics or even gentle stretching could help reduce fluid retention, lower blood pressure, and promote a healthier filtration process in the kidneys. This discovery was counterintuitive to Pamela. She'd assumed that any increased activity would burden her body. Instead, she found that short sessions of walking or gentle yoga made her feel more energetic rather than drained. The reason is that exercise improves circulation, helps maintain a healthy weight, and can even regulate how the body processes sugars, fats, and other nutrients. All of that is crucial to kidney function. Practically speaking, if you have limited mobility, consider chair exercises or resistance bands that work muscles gently. Consult your healthcare provider for clearance, especially if you have conditions like osteoporosis or heart issues. The emotional benefit is often the confidence boost that comes from being more active, even if it's just a short daily walk with a neighbor or an online chair yoga class. Imagine feeling a little stronger each week and noticing that you sleep better at night. As you become more physically active, your kidneys get the support they need to keep up their important tasks. Here's a quick midpoint check-in. How do you feel about the idea of adding mild exercise into your routine, especially if you're worried about overdoing it? Keep that thought in mind, because our final piece of the puzzle touches on something that ties it all together: the link between stress, emotional well-being, and kidney function. Let's shift gears toward an often overlooked contributor to kidney strain: stress and the mind-body connection. We've all heard that stress is bad for the heart or the immune system, but it can also indirectly impact your kidneys. High stress can elevate blood pressure, disrupt your sleep, and drive behaviors like stress eating or skipping exercise that strain these organs over time. James, who's 77, learned this the hard way. He was caring for his wife, who had her own health challenges, and found himself constantly worried about finances, appointments, and their future. Though he'd always had decent kidney function, his routine labs started showing elevated creatinine levels, a marker of kidney stress. No one could pinpoint a single cause. But with the help of a counselor, James realized his high anxiety and poor sleep habits were likely contributing factors. Under stress, he'd skip meals, drink more coffee, and forget to hydrate properly. He even noticed that he was taking pain relievers more often for stress headaches, which looped back to potential kidney impact. By implementing stress management techniques, like a 5-minute daily breathing exercise and short walks for relaxation, James saw small but meaningful improvements in his overall health markers. Even more importantly, he felt more resilient and in control. A practical approach you might try is a simple breathing exercise. Inhale slowly for a count of 4, hold for 4, then exhale for 4, and hold again. Repeat this cycle a few times in the morning and before bed. It's a gentle way to reset your nervous system and give your kidneys a break from the cascade of stress hormones that can affect your blood pressure and fluid balance. Emotionally, taking a moment to relax can remind you that you're more than your list of daily worries and chores. Physically, lower stress can mean more stable blood pressure and less tendency to engage in habits that harm your kidneys. If you're someone who's never tried meditation or mindfulness, consider giving it a chance. Sometimes even a brief daily ritual can bring surprising relief. We've uncovered these 6 clues: a simple 6-second self-check, balanced hydration, targeted nutrition, mindful medication use, gentle exercise, and stress management. Each element might seem small on its own, but combined, they form a comprehensive approach to supporting kidney function. Let's bring all the evidence together. Picture yourself a few months from now, having integrated some of these strategies. Perhaps you're sipping water more thoughtfully instead of chugging it by the gallon. Maybe you've tweaked your diet to include more kidney-friendly foods, cut back on sodium, and moderate your protein intake. You've also talked to your healthcare provider about medication interactions, making any necessary adjustments. You're moving your body in ways that feel good: short walks, gentle classes, or even dance sessions in your living room. And you've set aside a few minutes each day to breathe, relax, and center yourself. All these seemingly modest shifts can accumulate into a powerful wave of positive change for your kidneys and for your overall vitality. There's no need to feel panicked or overwhelmed. It's about steady improvements in paying attention to your body's signals. That little twinge you felt when tapping your lower back? Think of it not as a cause for alarm, but as a friendly reminder to give your body the support it needs. This is also the moment to remind you, if you do suspect any ongoing kidney issues, or if you're noticing pain, changes in urine, or unusual fatigue, scheduling a medical checkup is vital. A professional can run tests, track your kidney function over time, and recommend individualized treatments or lifestyle adjustments. Yet you have so much power in your own hands too. By being proactive, informed, and curious, you can help steer your health journey in a more positive direction. The next step is yours to define. If you're feeling curious and energetic, maybe you'll go for a short walk this afternoon or try that gentle back tap test to see if there's any sensitivity. If you're already seeing a doctor regularly, perhaps bring up your hydration routine or diet changes during your next visit. You could also share this information with a friend or family member who might be experiencing similar concerns. Sometimes having a buddy in your health detective mission can keep you motivated and supported. If you're more comfortable simply reflecting on what you've learned and making subtle changes, that's perfectly fine too. Every little bit helps, and you get to set your own pace. You can also leave a comment here or make a quick personal note to track your progress. A reminder to yourself that you're investing in your well-being. Above all, remember that your body is amazingly adaptable. Even as you age, your kidneys are resilient, and with some thoughtful care, they can keep supporting you through many more years of activity, connection, and enjoyment. Let this be your gentle nudge to stay curious, stay engaged, and take charge of those subtle signals that may be trying to tell you something important. You have the wisdom of experience on your side, and now you've gained a few extra clues on how to nurture one of your body's most hardworking organs.